In this module, I'll be talking about metacognitive strategies. What exactly metacognitive strategies are? But before that, I would like to know about the word metacognitive. What exactly metacognitive means? So, metacognitive is a compound word. It's joined by meta and cognitive. Meta means beyond. Cognitive means it's an adjective to cognition. So it flows from perception to cognition. So therefore, metacognitive strategies are dealing with the sort of conscious or unconscious, conscious and unconscious states of the students in the classroom while they're practicing through those strategies. So metacognitive strategies are helping students to engage consciously as well as unconsciously so that they can become more active listener. Metacognitive strategies are discovered by Gu and Yusnita in 2006. And they came up with some sort of 5 steps for listening in the classroom practice. So step 1 was pre-listening activity. Step 2 was that they first listen. Step 3 was a students-based, pair-based discussion for students in the classroom. And step 4 was a second listening. And step 5 was a classroom discussion, class-based discussion. So let me go to the first, step 1, pre-listening activity. In pairs, students predict the possible words and phrases that they might hear. They write down their predictions. They may write some words in their first language if they don't know the words in English, so they could write it down in their first language. Step 2 was first listening. So while students listening, they're going to underline those phrases or words that they have predicted them. They're also going to underline those words that are equivalent to their mother language and note down those informations that they listen to it for the first time. Step 3 is a pair process-based discussion. In pairs, students compare what they have understood so far and explain how they arrived at that understanding. They identify the parts that caused confusion and disagreements. And they're also trying to plan for those parts that cause confusion and disagreement and pay special attention to in a second listening. Step 4, second listen. Students listen to those parts that have caused confusion and disagreements. And they also note down those information that they hear it for the first time. Step 5 is a sort of a whole class process-based discussion. These discussions lead by the teacher with the whole class. The teacher evaluating students either they have used their strategies correctly. What percentage of accuracy in their listening comes with those strategies? And what are those weaker points? And he talked about the repairs of those students. What are those problems that causes those confusion and disagreements? And teacher are planning for the next class how to deal with those things. So in this lecture, first lecture, we talked about the introduction to listening and speaking. Then we talk about the teaching of listening. Then we talk about bottom-up processing, then top-down processing. And then we talked about combining top-down and bottom-up processing. And lastly, we talk about metacognitive strategy. So we come to the end of the first lecture. In the second lecture, we have a topic, listening as acquisition.